Did you know that almost 20 million Americans suffer with some form of thyroid disease? Of those 20 million, approximately 14 million have something called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. It's actually an autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks the thyroid and creates all of the symptoms that they're experiencing. It actually destroys the thyroid, causing the gland to get smaller and the gland to lose its capacity to make enough hormone. Most of the people that have Hashimoto's and that have hypothyroidism are unaware that this process is ongoing because it is a silent disease. Very rarely do people realize that their immune system is attacking the gland. They may notice some soreness of the gland or notice some difficulty with swallowing that's transient. As the gland swells, some things become more difficult. But for the most part, they're unaware of the fact that this autoimmune process is destroying their gland and causing their problems. Now, our conventional medical model utilizes medications, thyroid hormone replacement therapy, to treat this disease. And in many people, that is absolutely essential because the gland does not have the capacity to produce the hormone that is needed to drive the metabolism and run all of the systemic functions of the body. The thyroid is critical to your systemic function. Every single cell in the body, every single cell requires thyroid hormone to drive the metabolic processes and keep the body running. People that are hypothyroid and that have Hashimoto's, they often experience signs and symptoms that are those of fatigue, of weight gain, of resistance to weight loss, even on a low-calorie diet or with exercise, of constipation, of depression. These are all very common symptoms that people suffer with that have hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. The real problem becomes that our current treatment of hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's is outdated. It is insufficient. And so let me explain. So if you have low thyroid hormone due to the fact that your immune system is attacking your thyroid, does it make sense that you just give the body more thyroid hormone alone? Does it make sense that that's all you do? Or would you think that actually trying to figure out what's causing the immune system to attack the thyroid would be an ideal approach, maybe in combination with that thyroid hormone replacement, so that your body's not deficient, but also so that you can treat the factors that are driving all of these problems that you're having? And our current medical model is still practicing and still approaches this in a way that is, quite frankly, outdated. It only addresses one of four critical pieces that need to be considered when looking at thyroid hormone production and use by the body. So there are four different pieces. You've got to consider production of the thyroid hormone. You've got to consider transportation. So once it's made by the thyroid, which is here, how does it get to the cells of the body, say in the toe? Well, you have to have transport, right? So it has to go through the bloodstream to the toe. Then you have to have sensitivity. So remember I said every cell in the body, from the brain to the bone, every single cell requires thyroid hormone to function. The thyroid hormone stimulates the metabolism of every cell. So the cells have to be sensitive to the hormone. And there are a number of ways that the cells can lose their sensitivity to the hormone. A very big and common reason that the cells lose sensitivity is because of inflammation. And inflammation is very frequently caused from Hashimoto's. Now, Hashimoto's does a lot of things to disrupt our thyroid hormone physiology. And that's why we have to look at this from a different perspective than just the quantity. The fourth piece of that puzzle is detoxification, or metabolism, utilization, and elimination of the hormone. So our current medical system and medical systems around the world look at production only, so the quantity of the hormone. But what about transportation? What about conversion of the hormone in the body? See, in 2017, the second most prescribed medication in the world was Synthroid. Now, Synthroid is a synthetic form of T4. T4 is the primary hormone that your thyroid makes. And this was the second most prescribed medication. This is a huge, huge problem. Now, Synthroid is the brand name, but there's levothyroxine, Unithroid, and lots of other variants of synthetic T4. Now, your body, when you give it T4, synthetic T4, it has to be converted into the active form, which is T3. A lot of people have problems with conversion. A lot of people have problems with transportation. There are a number of different ways. There are over 24 ways that your thyroid hormone physiology can break down. When we layer in things like environmental factors, like chemicals in the environment, we know that there are even more ways that the thyroid physiology can be disrupted. So the reason that I wanted to share all this information with you is because millions and millions of people, maybe you're one of them, continue to have all of these symptoms of hypothyroidism even though they're taking medications. And the question becomes why? What is still occurring that has not been identified or figured out that's promoting the symptoms and the problems that you're having? These are the questions that we have to ask, and this is what my mission is to teach people how to think differently about their thyroid hormone physiology so that they can become their own advocates, they can become empowered, and they can help themselves. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll be sharing with you through a number of videos and resources. We have hundreds of videos online, a little bit more about the factors that disrupt these processes, right? So production, transportation, sensitivity, and detoxification of your thyroid physiology so that you can ultimately be your own advocate and become empowered to be an active participant in your healthcare. So we want to really talk about this. If you'd like to learn more about thyroid, hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, and what we can do to help, you can just go to our website at Brad Shook. That's DRBRAD Shook, SHOOK.